I don't know really. I find it hard to talk about my style. If people ask me what do you play, I'm not afraid to call my music trance because it is. But the problem with the word trance is that it seems to have a negative meaning right now, because for a lot of people it stands for commercial music, very mainstream. But I don't see my music like that at all. I see my music as cool underground club music. So, other people might call it progressive, other people might call it tribalish music. I don't know. It's all about what label you put on it. I like to take a crowd on a journey because I'm very conscious. I try to be part of the crowd when I'm DJing. I'm there to DJ for them. I'm not DJ to DJ for me, because if I would DJ just for me, I would play really, really weird music. I'm there to entertain the crowd. So I try to surprise people. I try to take people on a journey. I try to give them what they want in a little bit, not too much. And it's always, every gig is like a painting. It's like a piece of artwork that you have to paint. And it's really, it depends on how, on the mood of the night, depends on your own mood, depends on the records that you really like. And some nights it doesn't work and you don't click with the audience. But most nights I just, start with a record and then I try something else. And if the crowd doesn't react, I try something else. And so you get into a tempo with the crowd and you go along that path and surprise them at some point. So I play a broad variation of records. If you look at Beatport, where I buy my records right now, I play records that are labeled as minimal, play records that are labeled as house, even play records that are labeled as techno, and of course I play a lot of records that are labeled as trance. But I don't want to limit myself to one style. One of my mottos is don't be a prisoner of your own style. Well, the Dutch sound. Of course I had this question before. And I'm going to announce something really special in this interview. I'm going to give away a big secret, and it's true. There's a special kind of milk. If you drink that, you're part of the Dutch. No, I'm kidding. No, it's a bullshit story. No, I think there's something has to do with the fact that, I grew up in the early 90s and I was at that age where I was against everything, against my parents, I was looking for an identity. And then I found dance music. If I was born in the early 80s, I would probably be in a rock band right now. But I found dance music, and why? Because at that point in Holland there was a really unique thing going on, a really live dance scene. DJs like Marcelo, Dimitri, Remy, they were here in Amsterdam, and they were playing a sound that wasn't heard anywhere else in the world. And it wasn't really trance yet, it was club music, and it was extremely popular in Holland. And the first big raves were there, and that's where I grew up in. I grew up listening to dance music, and I think that happened with a lot of DJs that are worldwide, known worldwide, and I think that's what influences all. And if you talk about the Dutch sound, I don't think there's one particular Dutch sound, because I don't want to limit that to just trance. Of course, there's a lot of trance-driven DJs that are popular right now, but there's also a lot of great techno coming from Holland, a lot of great house music, extremely, the Hard Soul guys doing an amazing job. Olaf Blasowski is great. There's even drum and bass coming from Holland. So there's so many different styles and variations of dance music. Trance has been known for worldwide. But there's a lot of different types of dance music, and I think it just has to do with the fact that we drank that milk. We grew up listening to dance music, and it's as simple as that. If we could go back in time and I could show you Holland right now, 15 years ago, then you would have seen that there was a couple of radio shows on that were playing the latest music, and that's what we all listened to. And they didn't have that in England or in Germany or in the US. I think the real answer would be, do you want to eat steak every day or do you want to eat fish the other day? Some nights you want to eat a greasy hamburger, you want to play a big festival, and the other night you want to play a small club, intimate, 200 people, you want to eat fish. So I think we're all human beings, and the cool thing about being a DJ is the variation, not playing just one style, one club. I played, the last small gig I did was in Israel on a Wednesday before Independence Day, and it was only 23 and up, and I got to play a 6-hour set, and I played a totally different set than I would play on a on a big scale, and I loved it just because I got to play records that I normally don't play. Play much deeper, slower tempo. I was looking at the women in the crowd that were dancing. They wanted to hear vocals. So, I'm ready for everything. And I think if you're a DJ, your job is not to, be there and I'm this and that DJ or whatever. It's you look at the crowd and you try to entertain them. And it was a big challenge of playing for such a crowd when you're used to like punters with glow sticks and 9,000 people. It's a big challenge to play in a really small room with 130 really good-looking older women, and I managed to pull that off, so I was really proud. I've just released a new compilation, Universal Religion Part 3. I recorded that myself in Amnesia and Ibiza. That was great. That's just been released. Going to be released in England on, I think it's just been released this week on React. I'm working on my new artist album. I have 2 new singles, Sound of Dubai. It's an old track of mine, re-released with remixes by Simon and Shaker and Nick Chagall. New single with Susanna is called If You Should Go, that's coming up as well. And new artist album, totally brand new music. I've already finished about 8 tracks for that. Can't wait to present them to the people. And I don't even want to play them out yet. Just want people to wait, and it's really hard not to, because it's in my CD wallet, but I don't want to play yet. And next year I want to tour the world with Armin only, which is basically just me DJing for 9 hours. But we want to build a whole show around it. I've already done it twice in Holland, and so many people have been requesting if I could, bring Armin only to other countries. So this year I've tested, like for example in LA, New York, and Sydney and Melbourne. We did sort of a stripped down version of Armin only with just a few live acts. And it really worked. People loved it. So my dream is to travel with that concept around the world. So that's what's going to happen. For Armada, we've just signed loads of new albums. DJ Shah's doing an amazing new album. Just released a new album of Mike. Marcus Schultz's album is in stores. We're working on a new album with Jennifer Renee. Blake Gerald's has just done a new DJ from Chicago. He's done an amazing mix CD. And that's just from the top of my head, so a lot of stuff going on.